They're an online transgender activist known for fighting against the controversial website Kiwi Farms. Turns out her entire career and almost everything she said is a lie. She was able to further a false narrative to her chat as well as tens of thousands of people on Twitter.
Alright, Keffals and their community have absolutely crossed the line on this one. You know that video that Muda just dropped on Keffals completely exposing the shady past of that individual? Well, after they, did the predictable and completely deflected from the criticisms of that video, just to push this bizarre, weak counter-argument that Muda apparently used an offensive trans caricature to depict Keffals in the thumbnail of the video. And Keffals got the whole Cry Bully squad up in full gear, ready to run defense on Twitter, trying to spread this bull that Muda is being transphobic. Like, they even went after the designer of the thumbnail. You heard that right. They literally chased this guy off Twitter and bullied him into silence in what appeared to be a coordinated attack. This guy, @JustWormArt, has done thumbnail art for a variety of people. And you know what's really ironic? Keffals has used art from this very person. They yoinked a commissioned piece for Willie Mack and used that in one of their own thumbnails. And now Keffals has the whole bot squad up in arms. Over what? But then again, Keffals and their community are masters at deflection. Zero accountability ever. That's the motto. Don't believe me? Check this out. 6 months ago, Xanderhall was about to blow the whistles on Keffals, and just watch how they responded.
Xanderhall retweeted this, a tweet by Sundays. It says, I don't support her because her ex came out with claims of abuse, and Keffals avoided mentioning the allegations at all, and let her diehard fans bully her ex into silence. But that's a different story. And the reason that I don't talk about my ex is that over the course of several years, my ex mentally, emotionally, and sexually abused me. And I never wanted to talk about it. I have very actively avoided talking about it. I have nightmares about this stuff. This shit is just fucking cruel. And before Xan decided to bring this into our space, the only people who pushed this were tankies and woke scolds who no one trusts, no one believes in what they have to say, and I never felt like I needed to address it. But when I saw this last night, I realized that I had to address this, because if I didn't address this, my silence would be read as guilt.
So, Keffals deflected completely, accepting no wrongdoing, only to claim harassment? Weird. It's almost like Keffals has a long history of getting their community to bully people that criticize them into silence. It's almost like that happens every single time Keffals gets serious opposition. And I'm not just talking out my ass, like, think about it. The same thing happened to Destiny. He started exposing Keffals, talking about all of their bullshit. Next thing you know, Keffals is editing his Wikipedia page, trying to draw connections between him and Kiwi Farms, while they were on this warpath trying to get that website dehosted. Next thing you know, they're claiming that Destiny was being transphobic around some shit. And during a Nick Fuentes stream, he gets banned. Maybe it was Nick Fuentes, maybe it wasn't. Then, all of a sudden, Destiny doesn't want to talk about Keffals anymore after this apology at VidCon. I don't know, it just seems kind of sus to me. Almost like there's a pattern or something. But like I said in my last video, this person and their community play dirty. And criticizing them has to be taken extremely carefully, because God knows they are going to be looking for the lowest hanging fruit that they could find so they could deflect from the entire content of your criticisms. And now that they've harassed the thumbnail artist off of Twitter and probably intimidated Muda into not saying anything further, They're now going after Muda's wife, trying to make up some weird schizo theory about her being some well-known right-wing neo-Nazi troll. It's truly, absolutely unhinged. Check this out.
Muta dating a neo-Nazi made him go completely off the rails.
Oh, shit. Did he really?
Yup, forget his girlfriend's handle, but she posts a lot of far-right conspiracy theories on here.
Imagine having to become a fascist just to get pussy.
Exactly. And throwing everything you stand for away just for a relationship who hates you being a marginalized minority.
You gotta love how they're just tweeting away on Twitter like this is some well-known, established fact, while they provide absolutely zero evidence. It's like they're coming up with some bizarre fan fiction or something. Like truly, they just have a conclusion in their head, and they'll just come up with whatever bizarre schizo story that they need to, in effort to get to the conclusion that they have already came to. It's totally unhinged. Like, truly, what is wrong with these people? Like, Muda made an over hour-long video essay on Keffals. Can you guys really not find anything in that entire video to put your criticisms towards? Because, honestly, I gotta say, it really says a lot that literally none of you are even daring to critique any of the content of that video. And I wonder why that is. The only thing that I've seen from Keffals is that they're upset about the trans caricature Muda depicted them as in the thumbnail, and apparently that Muda misgendered them by, get this, addressing them as they, them, even though Keffals has shown in the past that they go by these pronouns.
I understand people have criticisms of me. I don't think I am above being critiqued. That said, was it really necessary to use a transphobic caricature of me in the thumbnail, while also not using my pronouns in the video announcement? I think if my actions themselves are heinous, you wouldn't need to dehumanize me to an audience of millions of people in order to make the points you wanted to make. The bar for this was incredibly low, and Mutahar managed to still fumble it. Anyways, I'm probably going to get harassed by thousands of people for standing up for myself now, so I'm gonna go do something fun instead of that. See you all when it dies down.
Like, this is their game plan. Like, literally, just do anything you can to cause outrage and deflect away from the point. Your ideals are a mere tool to bully other people into submission. It's all a farce. It's all a grift. These people just want to feel powerful. They just want to be able to moral grandstand on you, because they feel all warm and fuzzy inside when their commie buddies cheer on how righteous they are. It's all just one giant circle jerk. I truly think that they don't believe half of what they're spewing. They just love how they could utilize it to bully others into submission. And if you don't believe me, just go on Twitter right now, type in Keffals, and just scroll. And then you're gonna witness the absolute bizarre mental gymnastics these people are going through. All so they could deflect away from a point. So they could come up with some weird shit that they could utilize against Muda to bully him into submission. And then I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, do these people actually think they look good doing all this pathetic deflection? Something tells me deep down inside, they know exactly what they're doing, and they're probably ashamed of it.